Hey guys, welcome back to Cosmic Road. I want to watch the hearings on Capitol Hill. We have UFO hearings on Capitol Hill for like the first time in 55 or 60 years. And I really want to see how that's going. It just completed. So I want to watch the UFO hearings with you guys. I don't know how to share my screen on a live screen. So I'm just going to play it and we can watch it together. And hopefully y'all will get something out of it. And I've included a link so that you can watch along with me. All right, let me go back to it. Where was I? Yeah, I don't know who the Honorable Ronald Moultrie is, but it looks like he may be the guy running the new UFO program, the successor program to the U.A.P. task force. All right, here's what he says. Adam Schiff has just given his opening, statement, whatever, and now the Honorable Ronald Moultrie is going to give his opening. I have heard that he is very much a guy that believes in the secrecy of all of this, and he does not believe in sharing more than he absolutely has to. So I don't expect to get a lot out of this hearing, and I don't have any faith in Adam Schiff. So, but moving on.
We know that our service members have encountered unidentified aerial phenomena.
Yeah.
Because UAPs pose potential flight safety and general security risks, we are committed to a focused effort to determine their origins. Our effort will include the thorough examination of adversarial platforms and potential breakthrough technologies, U.S. government or commercial platforms, allied or partnered systems, and other natural phenomena. We also understand that there has been a cultural stigma surrounding UAP. Our goal is to eliminate the stigma by fully incorporating our operators and mission personnel into a standardized data gathering process. We believe that making UAP reporting a mission imperative will be instrumental to the effort's success. The Defense Intelligence and Security Enterprise provides real-time support to our warfighters and mission personnel across all domains. To optimize the department's UAP work, we are establishing an office within the Office of the Secretary of Defense. That office's function is clear: to facilitate the identification of previously unknown or unidentified airborne objects in a methodical, logical, and standardized manner. These goals will ensure that we are working closely with identified airborne training and reporting requirements, developing data and intelligence requirements, standardizing and integrating processes and procedures for collection, operational surveillance, analysis, and reporting, leveraging our research and development capabilities to improve detection, characterization, and identification of UAPs, developing mitigating solutions and procedures, and identifying strategy and policy solutions. This effort will maximize collaboration.
Okay, now that's kind of a critical question. What is a mitigating factor? What can they do to affect anything? So that's, is he going to talk about that? I highly doubt it. But yeah, what can we do to affect these things? We know that we can initiate contact with them. So to some extent, we can influence their behavior.
And build upon already existing relationships with the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the FAA, DHS, and the FBI. We are all...
Yeah, and are they going to initiate contact? Do they already have an ongoing dialogue with one or more of these beings, of these races of beings?
Also committed to strong partnerships with the Department of Energy, NOAA, the DEA, NASA, and the NASA.
Yeah, the Department of Energy has been on this for a while.
Lab, and just as importantly, our international partners and allies. With regard to the importance of transparency, the department is fully committed to the principle of openness and accountability to the American people. However, we are also mindful of our obligation to protect sensitive sources and methods. Mm-hmm. Our goal is to strike that delicate balance, one that enables us to maintain the public's trust while preserving those capabilities that are vital to the support of our service personnel. In closing, The department is committed to this effort and welcomes the challenge. We thank you for your committed support and look forward to your questions.
Okay. Does he? He doesn't look that excited.
Chairman Schiff, Chairman Carson, Ranking Member Crawford, and committee members, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today to highlight the ongoing work of the Department of Defense regarding unidentified aerial phenomena. Since the early 2000s, we have seen an increasing number of unauthorized and or unidentified aircraft or objects in military-controlled training areas and training ranges and other designated airspace. Reports of sightings are frequent and continuing. We attribute this increase in reporting to a number of factors, including our work to destigmatize reporting, an increase in the number of new systems such as quadcopters and unmanned aerial systems that are in our airspace, identification of what we can classify as clutter, mylar balloons, and other types of air trash, and improvements in the capabilities of.
This is Dr. Scott Bray, Mr. Scott Bray, the Deputy Director of Navy Intelligence. So he knows some stuff.
Our various sensors to detect things in our airspace. Almost 2 years ago, in August of 2020, Deputy Secretary of Defense Nordquist directed the establishment of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force within the Department of the Navy. The U.A.P. Task Force was built on the foundation of the Navy's initial efforts to respond to the reports from our aviators on unidentified objects observed in our training ranges. The basic issues then and now are twofold. First, incursions in our training ranges by unidentified objects represent serious hazards to safety of flight. In every aspect of naval aviation, safety of our aircrews is paramount. Second, intrusions by unknown aircraft or objects pose potential threats to the security of our operations. Our aviators train as they would fight. So any intrusions that may compromise the security of our operations by revealing our capabilities, our tactics, techniques, or procedures are of great concern to the Navy and the Department of Defense. From the very beginning, we took these reports very seriously. We instituted a data-driven approach to the investigations where we could collect as much data as possible and use all available resources to analyze and make informed decisions on the best ways to address our findings. Our main objective was to transition UAP efforts from an anecdotal or narrative-based approach to a rigorous science and technology engineering-focused study. This data-driven approach requires input from a wide variety of sources. In the early stages, the task force worked to standardize the reporting mechanisms and processes to make it as easy as possible for personnel to report any engagement so that we were getting that wide range of reporting that we needed. We also spent considerable efforts engaging directly with our naval aviators and building relationships to help destigmatize the act of reporting sightings or encounters. And we worked with naval aviation leadership to provide additional equipment to record any encounter. Navy and Air Force crews now have step-by-step procedures for reporting on a UAP on their knee board in the cockpit and in their post-flight debrief procedures. The direct result of those efforts has been increased reporting with increased opportunities to focus a number of sensors on any objects. The message is now clear. If you see something, you need to report it. And the message has been received. In fact, recently, I received a call from a senior naval aviator with over 2,000 flight hours. He called me personally from the flight line after landing to talk about an encounter that he had just experienced.
Tell us.
Those were just the initial steps. We also made a concerted effort to assemble subject matter experts from across the Department of Defense and the intelligence community and other U.S. government agencies and departments. We forged partnerships with the research, development, and acquisition communities, with industry partners, and with academic research labs, and we brought many allies and international partners into our discussions on UAP. Additionally, subject matter experts from a wide variety of fields, including physics, optics, metallurgy, meteorology, just to name a few, have been brought in to expand our understanding in areas where we may not have organic expertise. In short, we've endeavored to bring an all-hands-on-deck approach to better understand this phenomenon. So what have we learned so far? Any given observation may be fleeting or longer. It may be recorded or not. It may be observable by one or multiple assets. In short, there's rarely an easy answer. For example, let me share with you the first video that we have here today, which shows an observation in real time.
Okay. Got a new UFO video from the military.
There was. That's, in many cases, that's all that a report may include. And in many other cases, we have far less than this. As we detailed in both the unclassified and classified versions of the preliminary assessment released by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence last June, this often limited amount of high-quality data and reporting hampers our ability to draw firm conclusions about the nature or intent of UAP. As detailed in the ODNI report, if and when individual UAP incidents are resolved, they likely fall into one of 5 potential explanatory categories: airborne clutter, natural atmospheric phenomena, U.S. government or U.S. industry developmental programs, foreign adversary systems, or a other bin that allows for a holding bin of difficult cases and for the possibility of surprise and potential scientific discovery. We stand by those initial results. Since the release of that preliminary report, UAP Task Force database has now grown to contain approximately 400 reports. The stigma has been reduced. We've also made progress in resolving the character of a limited number of UAP encounters. For example, let me show you a couple of another video and image taken years apart in different areas. In this video, U.S. Navy personnel recorded what appears to be triangles, some flashing, recorded several years ago, off the coast of the United States.
We've seen this already.
This was recorded while the U.S. Navy ship
Jeremy Corbell dropped this.
Unmanned aerial system
Pyramids
in the area. And importantly, the video was taken through night vision goggles with a single lens reflex camera. These remained unresolved for several years. Several years later, and off a different coast, U.S. Navy personnel, again, in a swarm of unmanned aerial systems, and again through night vision goggles and an SLR camera, recorded this image. But this time, other U.S. Navy assets also observed unmanned aerial systems nearby. And we're now reasonably confident that these triangles correlate to unmanned aerial systems in the area. The triangular appearance is a result of light passing through the night vision goggles and then being recorded by an SLR camera. I don't mean to suggest that everything that we observe is identifiable, but this is a great example of how it takes consistency.
Okay, they're bullshitting because those are pyramids. Those were not triangles. Those were pyramidal shaped objects, supposedly. And there was a theory that the triangles were just an accident of physics. Now they're calling them drones, whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Considerable effort to understand what we're seeing in the examples that we are able to collect. In this example, we accumulated sufficient data from 2 similar encounters from 2 different time periods in 2 different geographic areas to help us draw these conclusions. That's not always the case, though. We recognize
it's important to understand that the military has the capability of knocking down any drone. So they're calling these drones. That's bullshit, because if they were drones, they would know and they could do something about it. So they're lying. Which should come as no surprise.
Can be unsatisfied or insufficient in the eyes of many. This is a popular topic in our nation, with various theories as to what these objects may be and where they originate. By nature, we are all curious and we seek to understand the unknown. And as a lifelong intelligence professional, I'm impatient. I want immediate explanations for this as much as anyone else. However, understanding can take significant time and effort. It's why we've endeavored to concentrate on this data-driven process to derive fact-based results. And given the nature of our business, national defense, we've had to sometimes be less forthcoming with information in open forums than many would hope. If UAP do indeed represent a potential threat to our security, then the capabilities, systems, processes, and sources we use to observe, record, study, or analyze these phenomena need to be classified at appropriate levels.
Here we go.
We do not want We do not want potential adversaries to know exactly what we're able to see or understand, or how we come to the conclusions we make. Therefore, public disclosures must be carefully considered on a case-by-case basis. So what's next? We're concentrating on a seamless transition to the new organization. Future analysis of complicated issues of UAP issues will greatly benefit from the infrastructure, the process, and the procedures that we've built to date. I'm confident that the task force, under Navy leadership, has forged a path forward that will allow us to anchor assessments in science and engineering by anecdotal evidence. We remain committed to that goal, as I know the USDI.
Okay, yeah, I'll watch the rest of it myself. Yeah, okay, I'm not feeling this. They're denying it. They're lying. They're calling these drones when we know they're not drones because they can't knock any drone they want out of the sky. They're already talking about making this classified and not revealing this to the public. Yeah, I'm not feeling this. This is more government obfuscation and bullshit. And yeah, not cool, guys. But it is about what we could expect, honestly. We can't really expect or wait for the government to solve this problem for us or to reveal the reality of the situation for us. I think that it is up to us, as a grassroots campaign, CE5, all that kind of stuff, to initiate contact with the beings and interact with them and find out what they're all about and how we can engage with them in a peaceful, positive way ourselves. And it's likely there are varied groups out there, and some are, want are what's best for us, and some don't. That's where it would be very nice to have somebody like the government there to watch out for us and to say, hey, don't deal with these guys. These guys are jerks. Deal with these guys. These guys are cool. But the government does not seem to have any interest in doing that. So, they want to hide, they want to obfuscate, they want to control, and God knows what they're doing. Area 51, all that kind of stuff. They've been working this pony for a long time. I've in my researches, it looks like the earliest UFO sighting that was suppressed by the government that I can find was about 1907, somewhere in there, some small town, I think in New England. There was a UFO sighting. They didn't even have a word for UFO, but they reported the sighting in the newspaper. The next day, they were made to retract it. So that's the earliest incidents I can find of the government suppressing this sort of information. And it was right around then when they stopped allowing the reports of the giants to continue, because up until then there were regular newspaper articles talking about giant bones and people discovering giant bones. I love the idea of giants. It's so silly, and yet it seems to be real. So, I mean, there were at least two articles in the New York Times talking about giants. So, not like, just random Joe Blow, drunk, finding some dinosaur bones and attributing it to giants. But yeah, but it was around then that the government started suppressing this stuff, and they are continuing to suppress it. And God knows what they're actually doing with this, how they are interacting with the beings, what technology they are reverse engineering. But anyway, I'm going to go and watch the rest of the hearing myself, and I'll let you know my thoughts afterwards. So far, I'm really unimpressed and not encouraged. Yeah, we have to bring the E.T.s out in the open, Norman says. I totally agree. And Kevin says he agrees it's a pyramid. Yeah, I mean, go and look at that footage. It's clearly a pyramid, and they're obviously not drones. So they are continuing to lie and to hide, and they are seeking greater classification because they don't want to share this stuff with us. So yeah, more of the same. Really hoping for more and better from this group. But it's early days. This is the first hearing. They are apparently still transitioning to the new agency. So we don't even know what the new agency will be like. Maybe they will be more open. Probably not. So anyway, okay, let me go and watch the rest of this. I don't want to subject all of you to my blank face as I'm watching this stupid hearing. But I mean, it's exciting and also stupid. So let me know what you think about all of this, and I will get back to you after the hearing. All right, later.